Am I good to go? So I'm excited to talk to you about something that's not just a technology, but it's a revolution. It's 3D printing, and it's changing the way we're looking at design, manufacturing, and sustainability. But I'm going to start by asking you a question. How many of you relish the joy of creating something with your own hands? If you're like me, you might find a deep satisfaction in creating. It's a fundamental human trait. In fact, studies have shown that people value items that you have made yourself over those created by master craftsmen, even if what you have made is not as perfect. And that's what makes 3D printing so exciting. It gives you the ability to create what you're imagining. The beauty is, everyone is now hailing it the next industrial revolution. And rightly so, because it's turning each and every person into a creator and innovator. Earlier, when you had an idea, you had to convince a factory to create a prototype or create something in small batches for you. Now, with the accessibility of 3D printers, you can buy it online, it comes to your house, and it's at the cost of a good laptop. That's incredibly helpful for people like me, interior designers and architects. When we visualize something, we rely heavily on apps like AutoCAD or SketchUp. But now we have the ability of prototyping exactly what we want, so we can convey our vision to our client in a seamless way to make decision-making a lot more easier. Now, the common misconception is that most of the prototyping happens in plastic. But that's not true. The range of materials you'll get in 3D printing is clay, marble, glass, wood, even sustainable materials such as recycled concrete, water-soluble materials, and food waste. Affordable housing then becomes a very exciting sector. With the need of affordable housing for traditional construction methodologies, time is very long, the time-taking process is very long, it's an expensive proposition, it's labor-intensive, and it's highly polluting. It's a harmful way of creating housing, as opposed to 3D printing, which is a lot more helpful because now you can turn to sustainable products. In fact, this is India's first 3D printed house in Chennai. It was printed in 5 days. It is 600 square feet. It comes with a kitchen, a bedroom, and a bathroom. And it's been built by Rasta Solutions. It's started by an IIT Madras alum. I also had the pleasure of seeing India's first 3D printed office. While it took months to plan, it was printed in less than 40 hours using recycled concrete and functions like a full office with plug points, ACs, a precast bathroom, and a conference room. Now let's push our imagination even further. What if we had a community of 3D printed homes? Well, that's exactly what's happening in Texas. There is a community of 100 3D printed homes that are being built as we speak, that are 2,000 square feet and being sold for about $500,000 to $600,000 US. The World Economic Forum has said that by 2030, we need housing for at least 3 billion people, which means we need to build 96,000 homes a day. This is where 3D printing again becomes very helpful because you're slashing the time it takes to construct homes. But honestly, why does all this matter to you? It matters because now you have found solutions in creative ways to problems that already exist. It matters because the power of finding solutions has shifted from MNCs and large factories to each and every one of you. In Mumbai, we have 15,000 active construction sites. And I'm not even talking about Navi Mumbai, the coastal road, or the metro. We have seen a rise in pollution that has suddenly occurred because of the number of construction sites happening there. Now, what if we brought 3D printers to site and you were able to produce what you needed, which was stronger, lighter, using sustainable materials? In fact, 3D applications have ventured into other industries, and I'm going to give you 4 very fun examples. Firstly, The Cadillac car in the US, the latest edition, has more than 100 3D printed components in it. Anyone a Formula One fan? Because we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make the car go faster and be lighter. And they often turn to 3D printing to find components for their car. Organizations like ISRO have created products that simply didn't exist for their rockets. And the last category, my favorite, fashion and shoes. Not because I love fashion, but because they've turned 3D printing into 4D printing. You now have clothes that react to the environment around you, making clothes more versatile, more functional, more adaptable, and of course, a lot more comfortable. So what is the future of 3D printing? Now, if we could just push the boundary a bit more. Earlier, we used to have cyber cafes in every locality. What if we had 3D printed farms in every locality? A lot of you are MBA majors. That's a great business idea in the future, where people could go to these 3D farms and print solutions to whatever problems they have currently. Or let's push it even further. What if every home came with an inbuilt 3D printer? You could then go online, buy whatever product you wanted, it would send a file to your 3D printer, and your 3D printer would start printing whatever it is you just ordered, and you would have it within a few hours in your own home. Or let's bring it a little closer to home. What if you have an exam tomorrow but your glasses broke today? With the same 3D printer, you could print your glasses using a sustainable material and be ready for your exam tomorrow. What is the purpose of me standing here telling you this? It's because 3D printing has democratized design. And what that simply means is that the power of design has shifted from anyone who has a big investment in a factory to each and every one of you who has access to a 3D printer. Each and every one of you has the power to create, innovate, and find solutions. And I look forward to seeing what all of you would create in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.